Hey everybody, and we're back here, and I'm joined by a very special guest. He is someone who's been involved with wrestling for years and years and years, and he's always in the news. And he is now with Impact Wrestling once again, and they are coming to Spike TV UK this Friday night. It's Double J himself, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff, how you doing?
Very well. I appreciate you having me on. Yes, we're very excited about the opportunity this Friday. Spike, Impact fans, once again have the opportunity. We cannot wait to reconnect with our fan base, and we're very, very thankful and blessed and excited, and you know, the Spike partnership is just beginning, but there's already been some great times of real collaborative efforts with the digital promos and the on-air promos. So, no, we're very, very excited about this Friday.
And the UK was always somewhere that whenever Impact came over here in the Januaries, you'd always do really well here, and the fans seem to always have a soft spot for Impact.
That's nice for you to say affectionately. I soft spot, but no, there was 9 successful years of tours, and something that I took a lot of pride in, and I can remember the very first tour almost like it was yesterday, and then the following year, and as the roles and days went along, the Wembley arenas, Manchester, Glasgow, Birmingham, and several points in between. It was a very, very exciting time every January, and that's one of the things that, as I've done this media tour this morning, obviously I'm in Mexico City, just finishing up a AAA 2 days of business. We had a press conference yesterday, and the day before that, lots of business meetings. So a lot going on around the globe. But no, it's something that we're super excited. And I was asked about this just yesterday about, the live touring of Impact. In North America, we're looking at that, later this year. And I've been asked this morning several times about what's the next steps. And obviously getting back over there for the live shows is at the very, very top of our priority. I would love nothing more for me to come back on your podcast talking about a Wembley show, talking about a Manchester show, or Birmingham, or Dublin, or Wales, or wherever it may be. We're excited to be coming back.
And can you talk a little bit about the deal with Spike TV UK? Because obviously Impact used to be on Challenge. There was a brief period of time where Impact was going to be on an app, but now it's going to be on Spike TV UK. It's easily accessible for everyone. Talk a little bit about how that deal came about and where people can find it on Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday nights at 9 o'clock. The short answer is Spike, preview on Friday nights at 9 o'clock, and then we have a really healthy replay schedule. I know Tuesdays, one of the replays. Sundays, we have a replay. You can go to the Spike website in the UK, or you can go to impactwrestling.com for the full replay schedule. But, I've just been back on board since early January, and as the days and weeks have rolled together with myself and Global Force Wrestling and Impact, and step by step as we've more become basically one and the same. But the Spike TV deal came on about 60 days ago, and it was very apparent from both sides that the partnership would make a lot of sense. Spike was looking for a flagship show, a show that could help brand their identity. They're relatively new in the marketplace, and so we're excited about teaming up with them, part of the fun, creating a great tag team with them, and really getting into the real DNA of the Spike viewer. And it came about pretty quick, and we're super excited. And Impact has a track record of success in the United Kingdom, and I cannot wait to reestablish that and build on it and grow from there.
It's funny, I remember as a kid on Friday nights you could watch Nitro and Raw. So Friday night used to be like a tradition in the UK to watch wrestling, so it's cool to see that there's going to be some wrestling again on Friday nights over here.
I remember those days well, and how times have changed, which is so unique. And that was a part of another one of my calls early this morning, is that, it's not just now Friday nights at 9 o'clock. You can be engaged, whether it's our Facebook Live that we're going to have chats on Friday, or Snapchat, or Twitter, or our .com positions with ImpactWrestling.com. You can engage, obviously Twitter, with all of our wrestlers. You can engage in them 24/7, 365, and that's different from the Nitro Raw days. Is that nowadays you literally can interact with the stars and the promotions just about at any time you would like.
And obviously, can you talk a little bit about you coming back to TNA? Because obviously, to Impact Wrestling, because you were there before, you obviously left, you went and did your own thing. There was the Global Force Wrestling launch in 2014, and now you're back sort of day to day in Impact Wrestling. What led you to come back and taking such a big role again in the company?
It was truly ironic. In June 19th, 2002, was Impact's very first show, and now here we are, quickly approaching our 50th year anniversary, Slammiversary, from Orlando, Florida, on the July 2nd, and obviously you'll be able to catch that in the days to come. But Anthem, with the new ownership, they reached out to me. They were well aware of Global Force Wrestling, and as we interacted with one another, how can we work together? And then over the next weeks and months, you'll see how that partnership is going to continue to blossom and become more and more one and the same. But no, the Anthem, the new ownership, and obviously myself, we realized we'd make a much better team as opposed to opposing forces. I mean, we couldn't be more excited because, the partnerships with AAA, here in Mexico City, the number one promotion, and NOAH, the number two promotion in Japan, and, South Africa, we're headed to India next month. Sony 6 is our distribution partner there. So a lot of exciting things are going on in the world of Impact, and I couldn't be more excited. At the top of my list is headed to Spike TV in the UK Friday night at 9 o'clock.
And can you talk a little bit, because obviously I've done it already in this interview, which I shouldn't have done, but people still sometimes call it TNA, or there's still references to TNA. What is the kind of mission statement now on it being Impact Wrestling as opposed to TNA? Will there ever be references to TNA, or is it a complete sort of brand overhaul to just being Impact Wrestling going forward?
Obviously, TNA has been well established all over the world for many years. And as Anthem acquired the assets and they moved forward, the decision was made collectively to move past that. Impact is the name of the show. That's where we're headed. There's a lot of, I'll call it dotting the I's, crossing the T's to be finalized, but we're headed down that track. But no, the letters TNA are definitely in the path of this organization.
And I think it's safe to say that there are a certain portion of the audience who maybe felt a little bit burned by TNA when it was TNA towards the end, because there was several regimes towards the end that fans would stick with it and they just didn't feel they were getting what they wanted from it. How important was it for you when you came back to sort of make sure that those fans come and check it out again and kind of get a renewed enjoyment out of Impact Wrestling?
Well, the one thing that I've been quite frankly very blessed with and thankful for is that my family's been around the business for so many years, and there's a lot of wisdom that comes with that, with experiences, whether it's my father and myself working with the Von Erich family in Texas, or me working in Puerto Rico and the different organizations in Puerto Rico, and then obviously in the territory days, the different territories that we all worked with, and at one time Japan had multiple promotions. Some worked with each other, some didn't work with each other. So, drawing on all of our life experiences, we understand that there was a time, I'm well aware of it, that there were some struggles, not just internally at I call it TNA, but also externally. And so all you could do is put your best foot forward from this day forward, day after day after day. And that's what we collectively really have a mindset. And if you look at our digital presence, March set a record on all platforms for Impact Wrestling. So that is one indicator that is truly a recognized barometer that we're moving in the right direction. So, I challenge, I welcome, I'm very excited for any TNA fan / Impact Wrestling fan / wrestling fan / Global Force Wrestling fan. Tune in Friday night, give us an opportunity, and I think you're going to be thoroughly enthused about where things are headed with Impact.
And what's the kind of, because obviously in the past there's been time periods where the focus seemed to be on getting as many big names as possible, or as many guys from previous generations as possible. What's the kind of the goal now for Impact Wrestling going forward? What is the long-term aim?
Well, I've always said, and you can go back and document quite a few of my interviews. I've always said the best roster is a complete collaboration. You can look at any blockbuster film out of Hollywood. You can look at any great sporting team. It really has that mix of a few legends, your primetime players that are in the prime of their career, the up-and-coming guys that are really, really hungry. You got to have your rookies, and then you always have to have that somewhat anomaly, that breakout guy that you didn't see coming along. And so that's my goal here, is that you have to recognize the past, but you without question have to look forward to the future. And like I said earlier, there are guys out there right now that are complete unknowns, and my goal is in the next 3 to 5 years for them to become household names. That's not easy, but it's definitely attainable because Impact's track record speaks for itself.
And one of the things when I was sort of telling people I was talking to you and just to kind of see what people wanted to know, because this is the opportunity to kind of ask you some questions. One of the things going on in wrestling right now that's kind of hot topic is Daniel Bryan is part of WWE. He's not wrestling right now, and he's been very vocal about he wants to wrestle again. His contract's up next year. If he became a free agent, is he someone that you would look at in terms of trying to bring into Impact Wrestling, that kind of name, who obviously has had some sort of injuries, but would you look at someone like that as one of your legendary figures to bring in? Sure.
I mean, it goes without saying that any wrestler who's currently under contract, you have no comment. That's common business sense. You just don't comment on that. But in generalities, anybody with the talent that Bryan Danielson has as a promoter, you have to look at anybody that comes on the free agent market. It's just that simple.
And in terms of Impact Wrestling, one of the things that was in the news late last year, kind of early this year, was obviously the Hardys, and they were part of Impact Wrestling. They obviously no longer are. Can you just talk a little bit from your perspective about their run and the decision to not kind of have them on the Impact Wrestling roster any longer?
Obviously there's a situation going on right now, and there's two sides to every story. I can tell you this: Jeff Hardy's been a personal friend of mine for well over, 15, 20 years. I wish them nothing but the best. I was super excited to see the success they're having on Raw right now. And, Jeff is truly what his name moniker is. He truly is a charismatic enigma.
And was there a case just with Impact Wrestling that you guys wanted to move on and create new stuff rather than bringing stories over from the old regime? Was that one of the kind of factors of just wanting to kind of move on a little bit?
What's the question?
Obviously, with when Anthem took over Impact, before that there'd obviously been a lot of the Broken Hardys and stuff on Impact Wrestling. Was part of them sort of not staying partly to do with the new regime wanting to just kind of have a fresh slate and start again and sort of have new stories that begin from there?
None whatsoever. It's what that situation had developed quite a bit before I came on board on a day-to-day basis, but none whatsoever. I have always been a huge fan of Jeff Hardy and think he is a truly a unique enigma. And tremendous value for him, and again, a personal friend. But business is business, and things went down, and it's very apparent that Drew Galloway and Maria Kanellis, her husband, the Hardys, they're all on WWE's roster, from what I'm hearing. So a lot of that goes without saying. The realities of the situation, but we're very excited in the direction we're going, and super excited about the new business agenda that we've taken on, whether it be Spike in the UK or AAA or NOAA or our Sony 6 situation in India, our Pop TV situation as we're growing that relationship. We've got a lot of things that we're moving in the right direction, and I have no interest rehashing rehash. I'll leave that to you guys.
Sure, and for people who obviously maybe, like I say, have watched Impact Wrestling before and haven't checked out in a little while, can you just talk a little bit about some of the names on the roster that they should be excited to check out on Friday?
You tune in. I've already gone. I've gone into Bobby Lashley and James Storm in a world title match, Rosemary in a knockout title match. We're very excited. In Impact, we present 4 distinct divisions: heavyweight, tags, knockouts, and X division. And this Friday is going to be, in our eyes, a huge kickoff event with Spike UK TV, and very, very excited about the future and the relationship as we develop it.
Great. And just finally, in terms of this year in Impact Wrestling, you've obviously got Slammiversary coming up. Are you looking at doing multiple pay-per-views throughout the year, or just keeping it to sort of 1 or 2? What's the idea with the pay-per-view structure?
Right now, there's a lot of things on the table that we're discussing. We're super excited about July 2nd. From a marketing perspective, we are in the process and have over the last month bringing on new marketing partners. But July 2nd, Slammiversary, is everything we're focused on right now, and very, very excited about celebrating our 15th year anniversary.
Great. And will Slammiversary be available to view in the UK? Is that going to be a Spike TV thing, or is that still to be determined how that's going to be viewed?
Yes, we're on Spike TV. You'll see it roll out.
Cool, no worries. Okay, Jeff, if you want to just quickly give us your Twitter handle if people want to get involved with you and follow along with Impact Wrestling. Obviously, Impact Wrestling is the Twitter handle for Impact, but what is your own one as well?
Sure, I appreciate your time today. I really do. I'm looking forward to returning over the UK scene, and my Twitter and Instagram is @RealJeffJarrett.
Cool. Okay, Jeff, thank you very much for your time. We much appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Cheers. You have a great day.